everyone, Maggie Kerr from Universal Astrology here, welcoming you to my quick overview of what the wonderful planets up there in our solar system have in store for us in the month of November. And goodness knows, it's going to be very interesting. We have many features on offer that are going to provoke tremendous stimulus and change in the month of November. But it's interesting, it actually gets off to quite a little mild start. We have a new moon on the 31st of October, so just the day before the beginning of the month, and it's in Scorpio, and it's in a lovely alignment over the early couple of days of November with the planet Neptune. So we have this Scorpio connection with Neptune in Pisces. So this is quite a beautiful, rather sensitive, deep kind of feeling to things over the early month. Wonderful time to just sort of really connect to your intuition, really feel things, really connect to that higher feature in our nature. Download, meditate, just chill, just, receive impressions, seek guidance, seek connection with your higher self, so that you can kind of get a sense of fresh inspiration in a quieter sort of sense. That's what Scorpio is about, our depth, our power, and that part of us which is meant to really, kind of come from that source energy in our belly that feels safe in our powers, so we can generate a fresh sense of our power moving forward. Mercury's also in Scorpio at this early month, so our mind is also very much connected to the process that I've just described. Then Mercury moves into Sagittarius on the 12th. And here we then have the mental communication, networking feature start to amp up into the beginning of the goodies that are on the way, Sagittarius. Thinking more positively, more optimistically, oh goody, what's next? I want to expand my horizons. I want to think about, planning trips and travel and maybe it's great also terrific time for learning, studying, connecting, going to workshops, stimulating yourself with fresh vision and purpose and meaning. Now, Venus starts the month in Sagittarius, so we've already had this sense of renewed optimism and good, sort of socialization around these features. Venus is our relating function, and so Venus is already giving us a hint or has already been sort of setting the tone around this feature that Mercury then picks up. Because on the 12th, the same day that Mercury goes into Sag, Venus goes into Capricorn. And Venus then in Capricorn takes us into the territory that Mars has just completed. We've had Mars in Capricorn now for the last 6 weeks. So there's been this real urge in our nature toward, the serious business of goals and sort of where are we going and how are we setting our agendas to build our lives toward the future. So as Venus moves into Cap, she then gives us the ability to magnetize and attract the people and situations we also need to keep building this, business goal success orientation. Okay, so excuse me, we have 8th of November, bells and whistles, the greatest show on earth, the US election. I think it's already a shoo-in that we know Hillary's going to come in because there's so many control mechanisms have, been leading toward this. But I think it's very interesting if you really look at the whole story of what's unfolded. It's a pity Trump is who he is, because on one level, what he was really talking about in the earlier phase of his story was the need for change, the need for coming out of all the agendas of globalization and trade agreements and things that are disenfranchising people, and the global elite mechanisms that are feathering the nests of the rich and continuing to degrade everyday working class people. But sadly, his personality and his maverick style has really just shot him in the foot. But the bottom line is that the urge for change is really prominent at the moment, and it'd be interesting to see as we head into 2017, as some other really important planetary alignments begin to occur, how this urge for change gains momentum in the everyday populace. Anyway, if you're interested in the election, if you go to my blog on www.universalastrology.com.au, you will find the charts. I posted them for the USA and Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, just so you can see what the astrology has in store for the day, and maybe you can make your own call before the election comes. So, yeah, there's that feature, which is going to be very interesting to see, because the day after the election, on the 9th of November, Mars, the planet of energy and action and enterprise and, our pioneering spirit, our will, enters the sign of Aquarius. And it'll be there right through till December 19th. So we've got this period now. Mars has a 2-year cycle, remember? So he only comes back to a sign every 2 years. The last time he was there was November 2014. So Mars in Aquarius is kind of bells and whistles for the revolutionary impulse. Aquarius rules the collective, society, humanity, and really encompasses the spirit of change. So as Mars comes into Aquarius, you'll really start to feel and be aware of your own restless spirit, of the urge for breaking free, of restricting conditions and so on. Be careful. It can be that Mars in Aquarius can be impulsive, and you sort of, spit the dummy on something and throw out the baby with the bathwater. So you need a certain consideration and awareness to sort of, not be too impulsive, but at the same time as honouring the fact that, yeah, you're ready. You really want to move something forward here. Goodness knows it's been a very restrictive 2016. We've had a number of planetary features and alignments that have been really holding us back in working out our own fears and insecurities, and beginning to be freed up into the higher consciousness that Mars in Aquarius represents. So you'll find it gets easier as you head into later November, especially. There's a beautiful alignment starts to happen late November between Mars in Aquarius and Jupiter in Libra. And so you get this kind of, wait a minute, there's new alignments, there's fresh connections, relationships that, are seeding the freedom that we so very much want to get into as we head into 2017. Okay. Another mention. Mars in Aquarius. Yes, sorry, this is important. Personally, Mars in Aquarius is associated with things to do with group and team activities. And so this is a terrific time for building team alliances, really working with ideas. Aquarius is associated with invention and technology. And so, revolutionary new tools, ideas, things that just come, out of left field. I have a silly sort of sense of sometimes I call Aquarius where we tap into the mind of God, that high big computer bank up there. So it's a great time to sort of, really tune in, accept invitations, go and associate with interesting people, and be alert, and really say yes to things that are really kind of radically out of the box, that could possibly offer you really cool new ingredients into your potential. All right, so on the 14th we have a full moon in Sun in Scorpio, Moon in Taurus. So full moons, of course, always contain the tension of the release into activity. Notoriously, they're associated with, emotional extremes and all that stuff. But this is a rather lovely full moon in the midst of all this Mars and Aquarius and other activity, because Scorpio Taurus is a deeply feeling energy. It's very sensual. It's very much about dealing with and connecting to our intimate self and our need for closeness and warmth and connectivity with others at a very deeply human, caring sort of level. Uh, Scorpio is also associated with resources and our investments, our money, and all that stuff. Now, there's not a lot of other planets involved in this full moon except good old Uranus. He's pretty much the main guy. So the feature here again is change and reinvention. So, if there's cool new ways you can start to, I don't know, invest your money or be involved in resource situations that are ecologically, sustainable, and it's like getting out of the mainstream banking systems, all that sort of stuff could come into play here. So, just do some research, Scorpio research. Do some research about ways that you can ally yourself with uh, situations that improve our planet and the overall urge of Uranus, which is opening new levels of conscious expression. So then on the 21st we have the Sun entering the sign of Sagittarius, and I'm very happy. I've even got my Sagittarian shirt on here with my horse. I love the horse and the colour blue, of course. Sag is the heroic quest, the part of us that, it's like we're just coming out of Scorpio, which is all the deep, dark underworld and our confrontation with our demons and our dragons, which is our fears and our limitations, so that we can really get to our source energy and our clear power. So that then the hero comes out of the underworld and he gets on his trusty steed, his horse, and off he goes into the unknown future, but with a real sense of trust and faith. Sag is associated with meaning and purpose and vision, wide horizons, adventures, travel, getting out there, daring to go forward. And so as the Sun enters Sagittarius, you'll feel you'll feel it. You'll feel the shift. And as Mars is in Aquarius, it's kind of like they're going to be very happy together. So the late month is really, amping up toward a sense of real excitement about future possibilities and the potential of what's in store for us in 2017, which is going to be quite the year, I must say. But I'll leave you in suspense for more about that as we head into the December report and indeed the January report thereafter. Okay, my friends, I really thank you for joining me. I really value that you that you do this. I really appreciate my friends, my clients, my subscribers. You all help to make my life, worthwhile. It helps me keep on keeping on to believe that this work, this beautiful astrology, this amazing exploration of the energies that infuse us to keep us evolving and growing and moving toward a higher conscious life. Yeah, you really help make it all worthwhile. So thank you so much. Have a fabulous November, and I'll catch you next month. Thank you.